a problem that just one department couldn't handle, and it's actually more of a community involvement, and again, it's something that needs to be done every single year.
Okay.
The vigilance for this, if you allow just one breeding pair of roof rats to breed, they can produce over 6,000 offspring within a year.
Within a year?
Within a year. So if you just leave one pregnant female, at the end of a year, she can have 6,000 offspring.
So this goes back to what you were saying earlier about trimming your trees so they don't use it as a bridge to your house.
Yep.
So it sounds like everyone needs to make sure there are trees and bushes and everything, not just maybe every other house.
Correct. There's a great program out there in their Arcadia system that started called Neighbor to Neighbor, and that's their website, Neighbor to Neighbor, and they give great ideas and hints and how to rat-proof your property, how to build those traps if you want to build them, the proper way to install them, and they also give community involvement in how to set up citrus drop-off points so that you can, so the fruit isn't just laying around rotting. It can be donated and be used and things of that nature.
So like a food bank or something,
yeah.
or a shelter or somewhere who's going to use it so it doesn't just fall off the tree and rot or become food for roof rats.
Correct.
Okay. We do have a couple of questions about bees as well. And the first question is, what's the best way to remove bees or a hive?
If you are uncomfortable with doing it yourself and you don't know if you're dealing with an Africanized hive or a European hive, we strongly recommend that you get a professional. Okay. If you've never removed a beehive before, get a professional. I've seen people try to use rags and gas. I've seen people. Oh, I know.
What would they do with those? Like light them on fire? Or?
Well, the fumes. They think the fumes will kill them.
Okay, yeah. That doesn't work.
Yeah, especially if they got a cigarette hanging out of their mouth. But that's another story.
Okay.
I've seen expansion foam trying to use expansion foam to fill in the cracks where the bees are coming in and out of, all kinds of things. And normally all you end up doing is just irritating the bees.
Okay.
And that's usually a bad thing.
Okay.
So again, I really recommend a professional.
Just call a professional.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do it yourself.
Exactly.
And you did mention this before, but the next question is, do bees spread diseases?
No. From human to contact bees? No, they don't.
Okay.
But again, if you're deathly allergic, and you one of those type of people that have to carry around an epinephrine pin, and so if you get stung, you've got minutes to live type of a thing, then it could be a very significant health risk, and that's what we're looking at.
Okay, and I've seen pictures and I've heard stories about swarms of bees, whether collecting in a tree, or I've seen a picture of bees all congregating on, say, the back of a traffic sign. Now, is that something I need to worry about?
When the beehives get so large that they have to break up and form a new hive somewhere, that's what you're seeing. So they in the middle of that ball of bees is usually the queen bee.
Okay.
And they're looking for a new home. They are totally docile. They've got better things to do than worry about you.
Okay.
So honestly, people tend to freak out when they see just a bee or one bee fly past them. Those bees are kind of, they're foraging bees. They're on a mission. They could care less about you. It's when you threaten their hive is when they start getting aggressive.
Okay. So as long as they're just flying by and not really approaching me, and I'm not approaching them, really don't worry about it. Well, if I do see a swarm, how long can I expect it to stick around before it finds its own hive? Or
usually within 24 hours they move on.
Okay.
Unless they feel safe.
Okay.
If they're on your property and yay for you, they feel safe on your property, they may stick around and decide to create the hive there.
Okay.
And at that point, then they have to be removed.
Okay. Again, I've seen pictures of massive hives in, say, someone's attic or maybe between the walls of their house. How do they get in there to begin with?
Any kind of a crack or crevice, the air holes for your attic or something, they'll get into there, and if they feel safe, they're going to start creating a home.
Okay, so say I don't realize I have this hive in my house. Well, let me ask you this. If I have kids, I have dogs, do I really present a safe environment?
If you have a quiet house and the bees feel safe, they could stick around, yes.
Okay. If I do, again, find them, say in my attic or anything, my best course would be to call a professional to get it removed.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that usually involves construction work and ripping and tearing, and you want to make sure that it's done properly.
Okay, and just to reiterate, even if I did call vector control, you wouldn't come out and remove the bees.
Correct.
That is something I would have to do as a homeowner.
Correct.
Okay. And this could be a serious situation, although I know it doesn't happen all that often. If I do find myself being attacked by bees, what is the best thing I can do?
You want to first of all protect your airway, your eyes, your mouth, your nose.
So just cover.
Correct, because they are attracted to the carbon dioxide that you produce.
Okay.
What you also don't want to do is you don't want to swat at bees indiscriminately, because when you swat at a bee, it releases a pheromone, and it basically tells all the other bees where to attack.
Oh,
so
it calls them their buddies.
Pretty much. Calls them for backup.
Okay.
So you want to be careful about that. But if you are being attacked, you see people trying to get into a ball and stuff like that, that should be the last resort.
Oh.
You want to run for cover.
I hear you should jump in a pool.
Because Africanized bees can stay agitated for over an hour. If you can hold your breath for an hour,
so don't go in the pool.
That might be an option. But yeah, you want to get into your car, roll up the window, get into a house, get into a building. It's better to be stung by maybe a couple hundred bees than by a couple of thousand.
Okay.
Okay. And then if you do get stung, you want to make sure that you don't just try and pull out the stinger. You want to scrape it gently so that you don't release more toxin into your body.
Okay. Is it true once they sting you, then the bee dies?
That's correct.
Okay.
Bees can only sting once. Okay. Hornets, wasps, they can sting multiple times.
Okay, and those are a whole other.
Correct.
Whole other species.
We do. Now that you brought that up.
Okay.
We do get calls about wasps and about yellow jackets and bumblebees, and those are not covered in the statute. They're not as aggressive as the Africanized bees. We just deal with the Africanized bees.
Okay. Well, that handled all of our questions from the public, and that handled all that I had. So if you would like more information or would need to file a complaint, you can call our complaints line at 602-506-6616 or visit our website at www.esd.maricopa.gov. Thanks for joining us.